Greetings to everyone in unity with us to our LFNHS National High School Supreme Student Government Campus Watch YouTube channel, Facebook page, and our students' virtual community. My courtesy to our School Principal 4, Dr. Jeffrey C. Villarosa, our Assistant School Principal 2, Dr. Flordeline Buyao, our Master Teachers, my fellow teachers of course, the Supreme Student Government Officers headed by Mr. Ronel R. Lomo, SSG President, and students both the formal and the alternative learning system. I am Mr. Eugene S. Agolok, the SSG Advisor, ALS Coordinator, and at present the facilitator of our first ever students webinar entitled DigItAll Forum on the COVID-19, the New Normal, and the Stand of the Student Government. To start with, please stand for the opening prayer and the singing of our national anthem. You might be wondering what is this webinar all about and why we need to do this. Let's listen from our SSG President, Ronel R. Lomo, for his opening remarks and the rationale of this activity.
Hi everyone, this is Ronel R. Lomo. With the rise of the new normal, the LFNHS National High School Supreme Student Government has established a virtual community or VC for the students of LFNHS National High School to foster a sense of belongingness, be part of an online community, and benefit from others by sharing information and experiences. Ms. Bien, we would like to offer in a virtual community a pre-recorder webinar entitled The COVID-19, the New Normal, and the Stand of the Student Government for us to shed the light of the contextualized effect of the COVID-19 and the new normal for the student government.
And that's our SSG President for our first lecture to shed us light on the nature and danger of COVID-19. Here is our school clinic in charge, Ma'am Feby Ann Buncalan.
Hi everyone, I'm Feby Antuntalan, the clinic in charge of La Filipina National High School, and I'll be talking about what is COVID-19 and how does it affect our daily life today. So first of all, the COVID-19 is a disease caused by a large group of viruses known as the coronavirus. So actually, may mga diseases na tayong na-experience before which are caused by this coronavirus. Isa na dyan yung MERS or the Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, which is also caused by a coronavirus. Then another one is the SARS, the Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome, which is also caused by a coronavirus. So this one, the COVID-19, is a newly discovered coronavirus which was discovered after an outbreak in Wuhan, China. So what are the common symptoms that a person will experience infected with this disease or with this infection? So first of all, makaka-experience ang taong may COVID-19 ng symptoms ng common colds. Like for example, makaka-experience siya ng body malaise or yung nangihina yung katawan. Okay, next is sore throat, very sore throat. Fever, dry cough. And some people will also experience yung body aches, mga pains sa katawan. Then, in some cases, yung mga severe cases, yung naaapektuhan na yung paghinga, so meron na shortness of breathing, difficulty of breathing. And these are the severe symptoms na pwedeng na-experience ng tao may COVID. So COVID-19, hindi naman lahat na matatamaan ito is kaagad-agad na mamamatay. Actually, mataas ang porsyento or percentage na mga tao na nagkaroon ng COVID-19 will recover. Okay, so in some cases, and in most cases, from mild to moderate lang yung symptoms. Kaya lang ang problema is pag natamaan is medyo mahina ang immune system. Like for example, sa ating mga senior citizens na medyo mahina na yung immune system, yung immunocompromised, yung mga nag-undergo ng chemotherapy. That is why cancer patients are very vulnerable to this disease. So, may mga certain group of people na talaga na pag natamaan ng COVID-19 is mas delikado. And isa pa is yung mga tao may underlying medical conditions such as hypertension, diabetes, and cancer. So those are the people na mas mataas yung susceptibility nila na ma-infect ng virus and medyo hindi maganda yung prognosis nila na makaka-recover sila. That is why pinoprotektahan natin yung mga senior citizens natin and those people who are vulnerable to the disease pag may mga underlying medical conditions nila or for example immunocompromised disease. Okay, so how is this COVID-19 affecting us today? It affects us in so many ways. It has changed our work, the way we learn, the way we play para sa mga bata. Like for example, ngayon, like me as a teacher, meron na mga moves and DepEd na baka mawala na or minimize na yung face-to-face traditional way of teaching. So, some people, including me, are directed to work at home instead of being in the workplace. So, may mga ganyan na mga pagpabago. And of course, yung mga schools are really close, no? Close kasi hindi nga pwede kasi may mass gathering ng mga estudyante, masyadong risky, and pag may isa dyan na may COVID-19 na nagkakahawaan na. So basically, schools now are closed. And this affects our students on how they learn. So, ngayong pasukan ngayong August, it will definitely change our way of learning, our method of learning. Hindi na kagaya noon, face-to-face, kasama yung mga classmates niyo. So, it will definitely change. And, of course, during this pandemic, may mga challenges talaga in how are we going to go or to do our daily activities. So, for example, kung pupunta ka ng mall, hindi na kagaya noon na okay lang na medyo dikit-dikit sa tricycle or sa transportation natin or kung ano man sinasakyan natin. Ngayon is kailangan na medyo mas maging maingat, and ngayon nga sa Taguig City is dapat 2 lang pasahero sa isang tricycle. And it has changed some of our activities, so kung hindi man some, but most of all our activities. So, for example, pasisimba. So every Sunday, kung may sisimba tayo, we go to the church, but now we can't do that now because we're not allowed to go there. Masyadong maraming tao. It's too risky para sa atin. So, COVID-19 has definitely changed our way of living. But on the other hand, if you're going to see the brighter side of this pandemic, meron din naman siya mga positive na idulot sa atin. Like for example, because of this pandemic, ang transmission ng COVID-19 is pag once na na-inhale mo yung droplets ng tao nag-cough or na-sneeze na positive sa COVID-19. So, pwede kang mahawa. And these droplets, kung mag-suspend siya sa air, kasi mabigat siya, the virus cannot stay in the air for a very long time. So, ang tendency niya is bababa siya, then hindi siya magigit sa mga bagay na hinahawakan natin. Like for example, mga doorknobs. Kaya nga, ini-encourage tayo na mag-perform ng hand washing frequently. So, the positive side of this is kung noon hindi tayo masyadong aware or hindi natin masyadong pinapractice yung good habits ng paghuhugas ng kamay. Now, we are encouraged to do that. So, mas natututunan natin ngayon to really to frequently wash our hands, which is a good habit. Kasi minsan, nane-neglect na natin. So, hindi na tayo masyadong particular sa kalinisan ng ating mga kamay. So, another positive thing is, because ng mga tao nasa bahay, nalilesen na yung paglabas, paggamit ng mga sasakyan, yung mga airplanes natin, hindi na lumilipad. So, one positive thing of COVID-19, this pandemic, is the pollution is reduced, particularly air pollution. So, medyo yung hangin, naging malinis. Unlike before na ang mga tao is masyadong busy, grabe ang transportation, pa land or sa air man or sa water. Okay, another thing is, syempre ngayon nasa ECQ tayo, then our relationship with our family is mas na bibigyan natin ng pansin. Okay, so yung dati, hindi tayo masyadong nag-uusap or hindi masyadong nakikita because of this. And now that we are in a quarantine, we have more time to spend with our family. So, nade-develop yung relationship natin with our family members. So, yun yung mga positive right side ng pandemic. So, hope na pwede kayo na tigilan and stay safe. God bless.
Thank you, Ma'am Feby. Since the beginning of this pandemic, alcohol has been scarce in the market, but soap is not. So, let us hear from Ma'am Julieta Suico, our washing school coordinator, for the importance of hand washing.
Okay. How proper hand washing can reduce the risk of getting the COVID-19 virus? Okay, ano pala yung COVID-19 virus? Ito yung disease, a new strain of coronavirus. CO means ibig sabihin ay corona, and VI means virus, and D means disease. Ito rin din ang tinatawag dati na 2019 novel coronavirus or 2019 nCoV. So, paano pala makukuha ang COVID-19 virus? It could be transmitted or spread through direct contact, respiratory droplet contact of infected person like coughing, sneezing, and eventually touching surfaces and objects. Okay, so without realizing that we are also touching our face, particularly our eyes, our nose, and our mouth. So that is the way of entering the virus into our body, and we can acquire the virus, COVID-19. Okay, ano pa yung mga symptoms ng COVID-19 virus? Okay, so fever, and colds, common colds, and then shortness of breath, and difficulty of breathing, and in severe cases, infection like pneumonia, and this is very fatal, it can cause death. So how hand washing? Proper hand washing can reduce the risk of getting the disease, and it's very important. Proper hand washing, use of soap and water, can eliminate or reduce the virus from our hands. It can reduce the transmission of the infection. Okay, so that is why proper hand washing is very important. So ito yung pamamaraan kung paano ang tamang paghugas ng kamay. Okay, ito ang tamang pamaraan ng paghuhugas ng kamay. Una, basain ng tubig ang mga kamay at sabunin. Pangalawa, sabunin ang mga palad. Pangatlo, sabunin na ang likod ng mga kamay. Pang-apat, kuskusin ang mga pagitan ng daliri. Pang-lima, kuskusin ang mga kuko. Pang-anim, kuskusin ang pagitan ng mga hinlalaki. Pang-pito, kuskusin ng paikot ang mga dulo ng mga daliri at sa magkabilang palad. At panghuli, banlawang mabuti sa malinis na tubig at patayuin ang makamay gamit ang single-use towel. So, pwede ka rin gumamit or aawit ng happy birthday, or it could be or gagawin ito sa loob ng 20 segundo. Okay, that's all. So, yun ang tamang pamamaraan kung paano maghugas ng kamay para maiwasan ang COVID-19 virus.
Thank you, Ma'am Julieta. I know for a fact that this enhanced community quarantine has bored you all, but you cannot deny the fact that it kept you safe. To understand more on the importance of social distancing and lockdown, here is Mr. Gelford A. Teves, biology and chemistry teacher of Red Mesa High School in Arizona, United States of America. We have contacted him through Mr. Jerry Francisco. Thank you, sir.
Hi, good day everyone. This is Mr. Gelford Teves. I'm a teacher here in Red Mesa High School in Arizona, USA. I have been invited by one of your teachers there in La Filipina National High School, Mr. Jerry Sispon, who used to be my student when I was teaching in Arisgado College Foundation Incorporated. Now I can't say no to him, so today I'll be sharing to you information on how social distancing and lockdown help reduce the spread of coronavirus. But let me have a disclaimer first before anything else. I am not a health professional. I am not a person related to any health agency that would give out this kind of information. What I'm sharing to you right now are information that I have come across with online, I've heard over the news, and also based on my personal experience here in America, since as you all know, USA has the largest number of cases worldwide. What is social distancing and lockdown? According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention here in America, social distancing is also referred to as physical distancing. This means you have to stay away from other people, actually 6 feet away from other people. Do not gather in large groups, and you have to stay out from crowded places and avoid mass gatherings. How about lockdowns? Many countries in the world today practice lockdowns, closure of schools, closure of establishments, non-essential shops, travel bans, everything. Like complete shutdowns of everything that we normally do. Now, why are social distancing and lockdown important? I believe to answer that question, we have to go back to the mechanism of how this virus is being spread. COVID-19 spreads mainly among people who are in close contact, within about 6 feet away from each other. When an infected person coughs, sneezes, talks, and that droplets are launched into the air and would drop into someone else's mouth or nose and be inhaled into the lungs, that would be the time that the person gets the virus and eventually will get sick. Well, the worst thing about this virus is that you may not know until how many days that you are sick, but you are already spreading the virus because you are in contact with other people. So that's how important social distancing is. Do social distancing and lockdowns really work? The idea here is very simple. You do not catch the virus if you are not in large places or if you are staying away from people who are infected. You are also not spreading the virus if you do the same. You do not stay in large groups. You do not stay close with people. Or if you stay at home, you simply contain the virus. And that's it. That is our goal, to contain the virus and treat you if you are sick and not spread it. That's basically our main target here. Now let's say if you are practicing social distancing, you are staying away from other people. You do not go to large gatherings. You are staying out from large crowd. Take note that social distancing limits the opportunities to come in contact with the contaminated surfaces or infected people outside your home. That alone can help you not spread the virus if you have it, or not catch the virus if you don't have it. Now, again, let's go back to that mechanism of this virus, because it will take how many days before you will notice the symptoms? It will take 2 to 14 days. That's the incubation period. So what happens is that if you just stay home, let's say your place is in lockdown, so you are not allowed to go out, so you have to stay home. Now, if you are staying home, there's no chance at all of catching the virus, right? So this is very simple measure in containing, the virus. Like that alone, this alone can just need our common sense. After we all know the mechanism of how this virus is spreading from people to people, and these lockdowns have been implemented now in our places, especially, for example, in Tagum City, lockdowns have been implemented already. Let us just think, what will happen if people don't listen to these lockdown measures of the government? People will just still, travel, will just still go out from their houses and just do the normal thing that they do. And knowing how this virus spread from people, eventually you will get sick, you will catch the virus, or you can spread the virus. Yes, that is why it is really important to notice that social distancing have been very effective in many places. Yes, we can compare places that have observed social distancing and lockdown from which do not. I can cite an example here in America because I am here and I have heard all over the news which states practice social distancing and lockdown and which do not. I am just okay to say that I am here in Arizona because Arizona is one of the states that have the lowest number of cases. Well, not really lowest because we are now like 9,000, but compared to New York, they have hundreds of thousands now. Because the reason is they implemented social distancing and lockdown at a very late period. Well, here in our place, we have already, we, even though we don't have the cases yet, but we already practice social distancing and lockdown, which in turn help us to achieve or to have lower number of cases. So basically that's it. Now, what do you think you can do as student leaders? Well, you have two options: spread the virus or spread the correct information. Now that you know how this virus spread among people, how social distancing and lockdown help reduce the spread of coronavirus, I believe it's now time to do your part. Help educate people. Inform your friends, your family, your loved ones, your neighbor, the people you care about. We're all in this together. And you have to remember this. Students, student leaders, you have to remember this. Social distancing and lockdown only work if we all participate. Again, all of us participate. And preventing the virus or slowing down the spread of this virus will help save lives.
Thank you, Sir Jefford. To explain to us now the new dynamics in the student government in the light of the new normal, let us listen to our Division Student Formation focal person, Ma'am Daisy Dafino.
Hello everyone, thank you for watching this video. The YFD of Quezon City Division has made this especially for you. We know how bored you are now because we have been for so long inside our houses because of this COVID-19. As we all know, the Department of Education has recently announced that classes will start on August 24 following the new normal, which means the non-physical type of schooling. And in your heart, I know that you can ask, what can we do? What can the SSD do during this time of pandemic? But of course, as a youth leaders, we can always do something. And as our share, we have compiled top 10 things which you can do as a leader during this time of pandemic. But prior to that, let me discuss to you a brief description and origin of the coronavirus disease 2019. On the next slide, you will see the distribution of the confirmed cases. This is from the DOH, or the Department of Health, which was published in their official website. On the next slide, you will see that the ongoing pandemic of coronavirus disease, or the COVID-19, is a novel infectious disease by severe acute respiratory coronary syndrome, or what we call the SARS-CoV-2. It has spread to the Philippines in January 30, 2020, when the first case of disease was confirmed in Metro Manila. And as of March 7, 2020, there have been 10,343 confirmed cases of the disease in our country. To give you the top 10 things, I will turn over you to Ma'am Quina to start with.
So, good morning everyone. First, ito po yung mga bagay na pwede po natin gawin during this pandemic. One is advocate for local policies. So, ano-ano ba ang mga policies na meron tayo? So, marami pong policies. Isa na dyan is yung mawawala ang social distancing. Dapat magstay po tayo sa bahay natin. So, by advocating, first, we must believe, then obey wholeheartedly. We cannot advocate something we do not believe. So, as youth, we should be a good example to others. Basin kita pa ang mga kanang mga violators or kita pa ang mga pasaway. So kailangan nato mo follow, mo obey para maka-advocate ta sa uban. So ang buhato nato is pwede siya nato digital advocacy. Kabalo ko ana nga kabalo jud mo ana kung saon na siya pag gamit. So the next one is make and donate face mask. So, face mask nowadays is very crucial, especially in our battle against coronavirus disease 19. As confirmed cases continue to rise, the Center for Diseases Control and Prevention, CDC, advised that everybody should wear face mask. So, cloth mask ang gi-advise nila kay tungod kay sa panahon nato karon wala na ta kaayo yung mga face mask na available, mga surgical mask, mga N95. Kung naaman, mahal na gyud kaayo siya. So the city government of Tagum even sought the help of the public for personal protective equipment for our frontliners. So with this, as youth, we can be of most help. So sa atong paghimo og mask, maka-help na gid siya sa ato ang government, sa atong community. So kung wala mo kayo, dili mo kay kabalo kung saan siya paghimo, pwede mo magtan-aw og video kung saan siya step by step kung saan siya paghimo. Kung makahimo na mo ana, pwede na mo maka-donate. So ang kanang mga face mask ninyo, pwede na siya i-turn over sa city or sa barangay. Kay pwede na pud sila lang ang mag-distribute ana sa community. So next is spread facts. So during this period, we should be very responsible in sharing facts because this might cause panic, stress, depression to the public. So dapat kabaluta mo check kung ang atong information na gina-share is reliable ba gyud siya or kanang basig ka na atong gina-share is fake news na siya. So makadugang na siya og problema sa ato ang government, sa atong community. So as youth, we should follow and share verified information from official website. Isa na din ang DOH. So we might as well share best practices, resources, and reflections in COVID-19 and its impact on the health and well-being of all of us. So, muna ginaingon na think before you click. So, next is help isolate seniors. So, di ba kabalutan na ang prone kaayo ani nga virus is kadtong mga hina kag mga immune system. So, isa na din ang atong mga senior. So, check on your adults. More than ever, they need your compassion and concern. Older adults always need social connection. Be of help. A little chit-chat will do. Bring them foods. It warms their heart and makes them happy. Adults are much vulnerable and they should not be left out. So, atong i-assist ang ato ang mga senior sa atong balay. I-kuan dyan nato sila nga. I-keep dyan nato sila sa atong balay kay sila dyan ang prone ani nga sakit. Next is spread cheer. So we all know that there are so many people out there, our frontliners trying to help combat COVID-19. So kinsa man ni atong mga frontliners. So muni sila atong mga heroes. So ang mga frontliners nato is ang mga doktor, mga nurses, mga police, hospital workers. Apil na po din ang mga kanang security guard o kanang mga naagad sa mga kanang harang sa kuan as checkpoint. So sila po na ang mga frontliners. So every second they take to make our life easier is priceless. Many of our frontliners are at a high risk of getting depression. So let's cheer them up, and encouraging words will help them back on track. Let us be more compassionate in these trying times. They risk their lives for us. So, ano sa ba ang atong pwede buhaton? So, parihaning na sa screen, kaning sa Visayan Central Elementary School, na sila initiative na maghimo og fan sign. Pwede na nato buhaton. And then, pwede po ta mag-offer og song para sa ilaha. So, for them na ma-encourage sila na mag-trabaho despite ani nga kanang crisis. So, in addition, I will now give the floor to Ate Daisy for more things to do.
Thank you, Ma'am Quina, for the top 5 things to do during this pandemic. Now, the number 6 is help address educational inequities. You might be wondering, how do you help address educational inequity? If you are a participant to this webinar and if you can hear and see our slides, then you are among the lucky students who have access to online education platforms. The question is, how about the others? Are all students capable of accessing the online education platform? This is where we will come in as youth leaders to help them in these trying times where education resources are limited online. Maraming katanungan sa isipan ng mga mag-aaral sa ngayon, kasali na pati yung mga magulang. As youth leaders, that is where you will come in. You try to conduct survey para malaman nyo if ready na ba ang mga learners natin, pati ang kanilang mga magulang on the new normal. Mas ma-reach out ninyo kasi sila compared to the teachers. And mas magsasalita sila if kayo ang mag-conduct ng survey. So you bridge the gap between the learners and the school administration. Then, if malalaman nyo na ang saloobin ng mga kapwa nyo mag-aaral, you can go talk to your school head or you suggest resources that you think may be accessible to other less fortunate learners. You may also conduct an online sharing of resources, tutorial, and the like through Facebook, and assure your co-learners that you will stand with them, especially in this trying time. So now, let's go to number 7. Foster, shelter animals. So in today's pandemic times, everyone can do something to help save lives. Not only for people. We care not only for people, but we care also for animals. If we cannot adopt one, then we can help feed them. Your group in the school may think of taking care for other living things around us. Remember, our core values is maka-Diyos, maka-tao, makakalikasan, makabansa. Holistically developed so as to care everything around us. So if you cannot feed the whole in your community, feed at least one. Then you can also help educate residents in your community on the proper treatment. So as simple as that, pero malaki yung impact. Number 8 is we help educate. As youth leaders, it must be one of our focus to reach out to those who are less. If you are educationally privileged to have access to online education, then try sharing this to your co-learners. Hindi mo man maaabot lahat, but yung significance ng pagbibigay assistance sa kanila will surely spread among them. Pwede pa rin i-pursue ang free tutorial through Facebook. Pwede kayong, you try to develop an offline materials. Kung hindi kailangan ng internet, if makakagawa kayo ng iisang materials per subject, it will create a great impact. Halos lahat ngayon makaka-access na kasi nga you develop an offline resort materials, video materials. Magpatulong kayo sa inyong IT, sa inyong advisor. Pwede nyo talagang gawin yan kasi yung offline, mas maa-access ng lahat. Embracing the new normal also means realigning our action plan and shifting it through other platforms. So, yung action plan natin, pwede pa rin natin gawin, pero gawin natin siya through the new normal context. Okay, number 9. We have to celebrate special events with family. Coronavirus disease 19 pandemic is changing the way people celebrate major events and holidays. For the use of online platforms such as Zoom and Google Meet, we can still celebrate with our loved ones. If dati meron tayong physical gathering, ngayon, we can still gather but through Zoom Mover. Yun na yung tawag, gamitin yung Zoom Mover. Kasi dati Passover, magtapok na tanan. So ngayon, Zoom Mover, magtapok na ta through Zoom. Because we are not allowed to physically magtapok, no? So, celebrating with our loved ones keeps our sanity and maintain our life balance. We must also keep our relationship with God by attending masses. It keeps our spirit alive and our hopes high. So, last but not the least is the number 10, protect mental health. The emotional well-being of the learners are as important as keeping their physical health. Good mental health allows the young people to develop resilience to cope with whatever life throws at them. As youth leaders, you can always help protect mental health of your co-learners by simply maintaining an open line of communication, and you may create an online group where you focus only on listening to their feelings, problems, and other. So kung sila mga problema, pwede nila masulti. Pwede mo magbuhat o group chat or online na pwede ninyo dito mag-send ang mga estudyante o mga messages kung sa ilang mga problema. And naisip na ko, you can coordinate with your school guidance counselor and peer counselors. Kasi this COVID-19 is still a long way battle. So we need to keep sane or mentally healthy along the way for us to survive. So doon sa sinasabi ko na maki-coordinate kayo sa school guidance counselor, you can always ask for the help of your advisor, and then your advisor will coordinate to the school guidance counselor, and then you plan na magkaroon kayo ng training on the counseling. So para yung mga yung mga kapwa ninyo mag-aaral later on, if magkaroon na kayo ng group chat or website na tinatawag, na pwede niyong gawain, or kahit na online number lang na i-public ninyo, pwede silang makatawag anytime, pwede silang makahingi ng tulong pertaining to their problems. Kahit advices or kahit listening ear, it's a great impact for your co-learners. So that's it. These are the top 10 things we have compiled. This is simpler. We opt to have it more complex next time, but for this period, kahit itong simpleng mga bagay na ito ay malaki ng impact para sa ating lahat. Let's soar YFD, and para sa kabataan, handa tayo. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Daisy. We promise you more information when we publish the second webinar. But for now, hopefully this would be enough. To formally end this webinar, please welcome our SSG Vice President, Jason Jun P. Lumotos, for his closing remarks.
Good day everyone, I am Jason Jun P. Lumotos, your SSG Vice President. The La Filipina National High School Supreme Student Government conducts the first ever digital forum on the COVID-19, the new normal, and the stand of the student government. This video contains different topics. This topic includes the rationale of digital forum, the meaning and the nature of COVID-19, benefits and importance of hand washing, the new normal, social distancing and community quarantine, and last, the effects of the new normal to student government. First and foremost, thank you speakers for sharing your knowledge. I encourage you all students, viewers, na nagtanaw kaning nga video to share this in your friends o sa inyong mga family para napo sila knowledge about this. Also, students, join the online group, the La Filipina National High School Students Virtual Community. It is an online group established by the National High School Supreme Student Government for the student can communicate their co-students through online. And to all, I encourage you to accept the new normal. That will be all. Thank you and God bless.
And that is that. Thank you for your participation in this webinar. We look forward to your cooperation the next time around. See ya.